Last time on the Results Driven Fitness Show. And it's a recipe, pun intended, for disaster. Eating slowly and stopping at 80% full.
Eating every 2 to 4 hours.
Avoiding beverages with more than 0 calories.
How to manage carbs. She talked about the importance of upper body strength and balance, especially for women. Trouble, I tell you.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Results Driven Fitness Show. In this week's episode, we're building on episode 20.
In the last episode, we featured the inverted row. This is a great exercise for building upper body strength and reinforcing strong pulling technique. For members here at Results Driven, this is how we lay the foundation for hanging and pull-ups. If you have always dreamed of being able to do one, stay tuned.
After that, we're sharing some great nutrition questions we've gotten over the last few weeks of Super U.
This is episode 21. Can our show finally buy a beer?
Let's do this. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Pull-ups are one of those exercises that eludes a lot of us. It isn't because we're not capable, more than likely we haven't followed the right roadmap or put in enough practice.
What is necessary to perform a pull-up? The most overlooked factor is body composition. With a pull-up, you're literally pulling your own weight. If fat loss is a goal for you, focusing on the steps necessary to drop fat is one of the most important things you can do to ensure all of your hard work actually results in performing a pull-up. From a performance standpoint, the first thing we need is grip strength. How can we expect to pull ourselves up if we can't support ourselves?
Second, we need good shoulder mechanics. Starting with a simple mobility assessment, can you maintain your ribcage position and reach your arms overhead? If you can't, we can still make progress towards building the appropriate upper body strength, but shoulder mobility will have to be addressed.
Lastly, we need pattern-specific work capacity. In other words, we have to be able to do enough work with good technique in the vertical pulling pattern. Pull-ups are tough because hanging and vertical pulling become so foreign to our bodies as we get older. Here are a few of the exercise progressions that we encourage our members to work on, and then it's your job to go out and practice.
So first, how can we address grip strength? A great place to start is heavy carries, farmer's carries in particular. Choose between shorter, heavier carries and longer, slightly lighter carries. This helps improve grip strength, which is a foundational piece of the pull-up puzzle. Heavy carries with your arms down also reinforces motor control and strength at the shoulder. These qualities can eventually be trained in the goblet, rack, or overhead positions as well.
After carries, we want to continue to build pulling strength. Start with doing a bunch of straight leg inverted rows like we showed you last week. Shoot for 15 reps at whatever pitch you're comfortable with. Then move the feet closer to the anchor to increase the resistance. Once you're at the point you can't go any further without slipping, you can put your feet on the wall, up on a box, or progress to the bent leg version.
Lastly, we want to start hanging. Start with straight arm hangs reinforcing the hollow position. Later on, work on bent arm hanging. If you can practice maintaining proper position and tension in both positions, you're coming very close to being able to put the two pieces together into a chin-up or pull-up. Once you own the basics of the inverted row and hanging, start to add variability with horizontal and vertical pulling positions.
When it comes to this exercise, don't underestimate the power of practice. Working towards a pull-up goal is a journey where you really get all of the rewards out of the process. So patience is key here. Honestly, this might take a year to develop, maybe longer. The cool thing is you're not wasting your year failing to get a pull-up. You're spending a year improving your shoulder mobility and motor control while getting super strong. We're in the middle of our Spring Super U program, a 6-week program geared towards people learning the building blocks to live a more super life. Our members are one of the best resources we have for education. Their struggles are the same struggles everyone has. So when they overcome them and gain experience, they're more equipped to help others.
With that being said, we're going to do a little Q&A to finish the show today. We picked some of the best questions people have asked, not because they're mind-blowing, but because they're common questions most people have. First question is, what is cheese? Is it a protein, a fat, or both?
People love cheese, and I can't have it, so we're not talking anymore about it. To answer the question directly, it's both, but we consider it a fat, unless you get a low-fat or fat-free cheese. With the fat and protein in cheese, you're kind of fighting against yourself. The amount of fat that most cheeses have far outweighs the amount of protein. So if you're trying to get all of your protein from cheese, you're gonna do yourself a disservice.
Within our system, our recommendation would be, if you're a cheese fan and you're trying to eat every 2 to 4 hours, cheese is a decent choice to help fill the gap. Over time, we'd like to see it replaced with something that's less processed and less likely to cause gut inflammation.
We're the only mammals that not only have milk after infancy, but we also are the only ones that have the audacity to think we should have milk from other mammals. We're not meant to have dairy products. That being said, it doesn't make you a bad person if you enjoy them. Over time, we should figure out an amount you can truly tolerate by paying attention to symptoms like congestion and a variety of different effects on the GI tract. Our last question is for the early risers. Should I have breakfast before or after my workouts?
The answer is, it depends on how you feel. Do you feel sluggish during your morning workouts? Is eating early, then working out, going to take away from your workout because you feel full? Can you eat something small like a piece of fruit? If you don't feel like your workouts are suffering without food, I wouldn't worry too much about it.
At the same time, make sure you're prepared. Will you be able to eat within an hour of your workout? No matter what time your workout is, if you don't eat soon after, you're gonna be leaving results on the table. You don't have to eat a full meal, but maybe you can reach for a shake and then have a bigger meal later on.
Pre-workout nutrition questions are common. Our standard answer is, unless you're an athlete or prepping for a specific event, don't get too hung up on what you eat before your workout. If you're hungry, eat. Stick with familiar foods. Note what you eat, how it makes you feel, and go from there.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Results Driven Fitness.
Ciao.
On next week's show, we're talking mobility. We're discussing how we think about mobility and the 2 strategies you can use to start moving better.
After that, we got more helpful nutrition information coming your way.
Please make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, follow us on all of the social media things. We really appreciate all your feedback and your attention.
Thank you for watching.
I was trying so hard to keep it going. I'm excited.
Later arm. Later arm.
Later, arm.
Later arm.
Nothing wrong with the screen.
Recommend.
Almost there. Hanging. Hang.
Ciao. And then.
It's not gonna be one of those days.